Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today morning news for Wednesday, August 2nd. I am Marie-Claire Williams. We begin with news that the Barbados Association of Masqueraders is calling for a formal investigation into the result of last weekend's Junior Kadooment contest. The request comes amid objections from some of the band leaders following last Saturday's event. 25-year-old Kevin Small walked away with the coveted award for Best Junior Band for his Fifth Element Kiddies Band, Candyland 246. He edged out veterans Gwyneth Squires and Trevor Nichols, who placed second and third despite capturing most of the category prizes. Budding band leader Sanka Price, who was not placed, also won several category prizes with his Blackbird Productions band dubbed A Living Legend and his music, a tribute to the mighty Gabby. Some band leaders say they are confused over the selection of the winner and they want transparency and clarity. Squires is also threatening to take the matter to court if necessary. President of the BAM, Chetwynd Stewart, met with the band leaders on Monday night, and he told Barbados Today they have decided to lodge a formal complaint with the National Cultural Foundation this week to request an investigation.
Apparently the rule is clear. It's an aggregate point, so a formal complaint will be lodged, and you will go through the process. So there are rules. As I said, there are rules for this kind of thing. You just have to lodge a complaint, and then you will check and see, who should have won or who should not have won. So now we have to investigate it. As president of BAM, I will make sure that it is transparent.
Government is reiterating its commitment to the region's push for reparations for slavery. Barbados chairs the CARICOM Subcommittee on Reparations, and Government Senator Patrick Todd delivered the message of continued support yesterday at a ceremony at Blenheim Playing Field to celebrate Emancipation Day.
Barbados will continue to support the call for reparations and will be fully engaged with the regional thrust which has now inspired an international reparations movement. Our own task force on reparations is also diligently completing its report for submission. But this is not a struggle of governments alone, and that is why we are so happy as a government to support this work of non-governmental organizations coming together to execute this very important event this year. We are committed to supporting the work of Pan-African activists and other Afrocentric initiatives that seek both to secure reparations and promote self-reparation.
The day's events began at the Emancipation statue at the JTC Ramsey Roundabout in Haggett Hall. The group of Pan-African organizations, government officials and diplomats then began a freedom walk through the communities in the Ivy and My Lord's Hill. After more than a year of acting in the position, Barbadian Julie Reefer Jones has been confirmed as the new Chief Executive Officer of regional airline LIAT. She's also the first woman to hold the post. Reefer Jones was named interim CEO in April last year after her predecessor, David Evans, parted ways with the company. In a statement from LIAT, Chairman Gene Holder noted that Reefer Jones has served in the number 2 position for 9 years and has acted as CEO for extended periods on several occasions. Reefer Jones, meanwhile, says she is looking forward to the airline delivering improved service to the region. She joined LIAT as Chief Financial Officer in 2008, and before that she held several senior finance positions and has over 2 decades of experience in the fields of finance and management. Acting Commander of the Barbados Cadet Corps, Major Peter Powlett, believes engaging young people in constructive activities can counter the current spate of violence. Major Powlett was speaking on the sidelines of the Cadets Family Fun Day at Paragon yesterday. His comments came as police probed the latest shooting, that of an 18-year-old from St. George on Monday night.
Young people need guidance and they need constructive things to do. And when they get involved in constructive activities, cadetting and, of course, not forgetting scouting and those other positive activities, then they would find themselves, not leaning towards the negative things in society. And I strongly feel that the youth, there's still a lot of good in the youth, right? And we cannot afford to let the few bad elements destroy or take over all the good that is happening.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for one year, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody ain't want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Ma'am, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. Workers at some of St. Lucia's statutory corporations are not happy with the government's decision to close or merge some of the entities. One of the casualties of the review was the state-owned Radio St. Lucia, which closed its doors on Monday. And as the island observed Emancipation Day, workers boarded the so-called Freedom Train to voice their displeasure. We get more in this report from HDS News Force.
Passengers on board the trolley train held up placards essentially expressing their disagreement with the government's decision to close or privatize a number of statutory corporations, including the General Post Office, the St. Lucia Marketing Board, and the National Printing Corporation. When asked about the general feeling among RSL staff over the closure, the CSA's General Secretary says they are happy that it's finally over.
Now we believe that the workers were totally frustrated. In fact, in June when they didn't get pay, it was another source of worry for them. So that's when CSA got into the act, began to agitate a bit, show some resistance, and then it brought some immediate effects. They got paid for June, they got paid for July for the first time on time in many years, and we have information about their terminal benefits, which will be paid during the course of over the next few weeks.
RSL Chairman Levy Herrell and General Manager McLeod Emmanuel, during a meeting with the CSA last week, gave assurances that all benefits would be paid at the soonest, and if not done by the end of August, RSL staff would receive another month's salary. As it relates to dialogue with the government, the CSA's General Secretary claims that despite sending requests for sit-down via letter, they are yet to meet with Minister Fede. The question remains, however, whether the closure was the only viable alternative to solving the nation station's woes. Radio St. Lucia was established in 1971 through a separation from the Windward Island Broadcasting Service, or WIBS. The organization became a statutory corporation in 1975, but was privatized almost 2 decades ago.
And finally, the United States tells North Korea it is not seeking a regime change in Pyongyang amid rising tensions over that country's weapons program. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the U.S. is not the enemy and Washington wants dialogue at some point.
We have reaffirmed our position towards North Korea, that what we are doing, we do not seek a regime change. We do not seek the collapse of the regime. We do not seek an accelerated reunification of the peninsula. We do not seek an excuse to send our military north of the 38th parallel. And we're trying to convey to the North Koreans, we are not your enemy. We're not your threat, but you are presenting an unacceptable threat to us, and we have to respond. And we hope that at some point they will begin to understand that, and that we would like to sit and have a dialogue with them about the future that will give them the security they seek and the future economic prosperity for North Korea, but that will then promote economic prosperity throughout Northeast Asia.
That's news this morning. You can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can find us on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We are also on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Have a good morning.